And welcome back to Talk of the Town.
Every 4 minutes, someone is diagnosed with blood cancer. More than 200,000 new cases are expected this year in the United States. More than 327,000 Americans are living with leukemia. Joining us today, we have Luann Bergio. Hello, Luann, and you are the Deputy Executive of the Lymphoma Society of Western New York.
Yes, thank you so much for having us.
Of course. And next to Luann is Wayne Bryant, and Wayne is a survivor of blood cancer. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you both here in studio, and boy, it's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, a lot to talk about. We have progress on
We've made a lot of
lymphoma.
progress, haven't we?
Tell us a little bit. I was reading one statistic about childhood leukemia and the tremendous progress that has been made since the 1960s. It was a 3% survival rate back then, and now it's up to 90%.
90%, yes.
That's a testament to what research has been able to do.
That's living proof, and it's proof of our community's dollars at work to support the research that we're able to fund and provide our patients and their families with different services that we're also able to offer.
And you know, Luann, I also think that groups like yours, even beyond the dollars that you raise for the research, the attention that you bring to this issue, to these blood cancers, I think that attention and that awareness creates even more of a push for research and reasons to look for a cure. You know, so what you're doing has so many aspects. It's more than just we're going to raise money and put this money into the research, but make sure the community knows how important this is.
Well, our mission is to cure leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, Hodgkin's disease, and to improve the quality of life of our patients and their families. We are one of 61 chapters across the United States, and Canada also falls under our umbrella. Locally, we're the Western and Central New York chapter, so we cover 31 counties, the 8 counties surrounding the greater Buffalo area, Rochester, and Syracuse. We truly, truly are a voluntary health organization because we couldn't survive without our volunteers. We have a very active board of trustees. We have a very generous community, so we are very fortunate.
Well, there are so many causes, and we talk about quite a few of them on our program, Talk of the Town, but there are so many things that Western New Yorkers are generous in helping out, but I can't think of one cause, one disease that touches more people than cancer in general. I mean, I can't think of one person that I know who hasn't been personally touched, a family member or a friend who's dealt with this. And lymphoma is just so common. It would seem that this is one of the things that we need to address almost more than anything else because it is just such a killer in our society.
Well, one of the first things that I learned some years ago was, how do we distinguish ourselves? And the treatment chemotherapy, which is, has become treatment for all forms of cancers, solid tumors as well, was actually pioneered by the work of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society way back when.
Wow. Wayne, tell us your story. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey.
Well, I was diagnosed in May of 1998 with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. That's a blood cancer. It's cancer of the lymph nodes. And I had it all through my body. It was in my neck, my chest, my pelvis, and most importantly, it was in my bone marrow, which gets transmitted throughout your body, of course, through the blood. So I went through 3 different rounds of chemotherapy over many years, and I've been in remission since 2007, doing very well, living an active life. But in those years when I was going through the treatments, I really learned the value of organizations like the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, how much it means not only to the person dealing with cancer, that's a scary thing when you go through it, and it's hard work when you go through it, but also the caregivers, the ones in your life that are going through it with you. And this organization has programs that really helps both the cancer patient and the caregiver.
Wow.
What are the odds of somebody such as yourself who gets that message, an adult, who gets that message that you're sick, you have this in your system?
One other thing I want to mention Luann touched on it earlier, the importance of these new drugs and therapies that are coming out. There's new stuff hitting the market all the time that's really making a difference in people's lives. And when I was diagnosed, there was a new drug that hit the market called Rituxan. That was revolutionary for lymphoma therapies. And I was fortunate enough to be a part of that and to benefit from it.
You said something interesting to me earlier about when you were going through your treatments, about those who came before you, and maybe you can share that with us.
Well, I had the opportunity to do clinical trials when I was going through my 3 rounds of chemo, and that was important to me because people have done a lot to get to the point where I was able to benefit from it, and I was hoping that perhaps in some very small way something I was doing could be a benefit to others. So these clinical trials are so important, but they're funded by organizations like the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and other companies, obviously drug companies, that produce these therapies that make a difference in people's lives.
Now, Luann, you have an event coming up. It's called Light the Night, I believe, and that's coming up soon. Tell us a little bit about that.
We have our 17th annual Light the Night Walk. It's coming up Friday, September 25th in Delaware Park. It's an evening walk to celebrate and commemorate lives touched by cancer. It's a fundraising event. So we welcome teams. A team can consist of 5 up to 205 walkers, individual walkers, and we encourage everyone to be a champion for cures. To raise that minimum of $100, the benefits they'll receive is the official Light the Night t-shirt, food and beverage ban, of which all of our food and beverages have been donated in Buffalo, and they'll also receive a lantern. And the color of the lanterns are symbolic. And red is for supporters, all of the supporters that come out to help bring us closer to a cure. White is for all cancer survivors. So as many years as we've been doing this event, someone will walk up that we've known or, has been a volunteer sponsor, and they're carrying a white balloon or a white lantern. And it's kind of like, oh my gosh, they're doing well. And gold is carried by teams, some individuals, to remember those that we've lost. So it truly is such a mission-driven evening when you see these 3 lanterns, the different colors, lit up amongst a twilight sky. It's just so heartwarming. And yet it's a great party. So we do have a live band, and we have a fundraising tent, and we have a prize wheel, and it really just is an evening for the corporate community as well as family and friends to celebrate and commemorate those touched by cancer.
Well, for more information on Light the Night, go to lightthenight.org. And thank you so much, Luann. Thank you so much, Wayne.
And we do have a little gift for you.
We have a gift for you.
Hey!
As a way of saying thank you.
Check it out, Phil.
Yeah, here's a Light the Night t-shirt for you.
Thank you. This is wonderful. I know, I'll look good in mine.
Well,
Great color.
Thanks, Wayne. Thanks, Luann.
Thank you again so much.